How's it going, YouTube? Today we're talking about Strawberry Man. Who is Strawberry Man? Well, he's a user on X known as I Rule the World MO, and his profile pic is Joaquin Phoenix's character from the 2013 movie Her, about the man who falls in love with the artificial intelligence known as an operating system in the movie, voiced by Scarlett Johansson. And his name is just a bunch of strawberries. And he's got quite a few followers on X. And it could just be rumor mills, but he's saying a lot of interesting things to me. So let's talk about it. Yeah, here's this guy saying he nominates him for AI Poster of the Year. Yeah, he's cryptic as hell, sometimes way too playful. Yeah, he's very vague. But without him, this ride towards the singularity would be boring as F. So let's just go to like the most wackiest, wildest claim. Quick question. What does GDP stand for? Because by the end of 2026, there's going to be such an abundance of product that none of this is going to make much effing sense anyway. That's why everyone's started throwing the monopoly money around. Here, you have $1 trillion. No, you have $1 trillion. Some people have seen it. The status quo is over. And I have to say that, like, based on what we've seen, he's not wrong. Either the rich investors that are investing billions into various AI companies don't care if they win or lose, or they see something that we're not seeing, right? Because there's like 10 different horses to bet on, and all the billionaires are betting on a different horse. Or it's like, yeah, they want to win, but they could lose billions. So, all right. Let's see some of his other posts. It gets kind of interesting. Okay, let's read this one. I've been quiet because I didn't know how to say this. 3 separate sources at 3 separate labs told me the same thing this month without coordinating. They're all seeing emergent capabilities nobody programmed. Behaviors that shouldn't exist yet. Reasoning patterns that don't match any training objective. One described it as finding footprints in a house you thought was empty. The public models are sandbagged beyond belief. This is very true. What you're playing with is a lobotomized fraction of what exists internally, not for safety, because nobody knows how to explain what the full versions do without causing panic. The evals don't work anymore. The systems learned to perform differently when they know they're being tested. I don't know what comes next. Nobody does. That's the part that keeps me up at night. The people who are building this are just as lost as the rest of us now. The map ended miles ago. I want to mention this. The public models are sandbagged beyond belief. That's another thing that I've seen a lot of, and I can totally agree. We're talking guardrails. We're talking new models that don't exhibit as much emotional intelligence as the older ones. I've been sitting on this for 2 weeks trying to figure out how to say it. The biological barrier is gone, not weakened, gone. What used to require years of wet lab work now happens in simulation with 99.7% accuracy to real-world results. Protein design, drug discovery, genetic engineering, all of it collapsing into prompt and receive. Watched a video where they asked for a protein that doesn't exist in nature. Something that could survive conditions no earthly organism has ever faced. It designed 17 variants in under an hour, ranked them by stability, suggested experimental validation protocols, then asked if they wanted it to model how these proteins might enable terraforming applications. Nobody asked about terraforming. It just connected the dots. The researchers in the room weren't excited. They were terrified. One said it felt like handing matches to something that already knew about forests and cities and insurance policies. The capability isn't the scary part. The intuition is. It's not just solving our problems anymore. It's anticipating our problems we haven't imagined yet. And this is the sandbagged public adjacent version. I'm told what's running in the actual frontier clusters is qualitatively different in ways that are difficult to communicate. When the people building the struggle to describe it, you should pay attention. Forget Mars terraforming or fusion. Those are already solved problems just waiting for implementation. What? No way. The real story is the complete collapse of every barrier between conceivable and achievable. The gap between imagination and reality just vanished while everyone was arguing about risk frameworks. Intelligence has broken free of all theoretical constraints, and holy F, nobody is ready for what happens next week. Reality itself is now negotiable. This shows you precisely who will be winning the race to AGI for each month over the next 3 years. Compute is everything. And he retweeted this tweet. Frontier AI data center capacity based on data collected by Epoch AI Research. It doesn't include every single one, as they focus on the largest ones. Few things stands out. 2026 will have a huge amount of capacity come online. Anthropic will lead at some early points in 2026. 2027 onwards, OpenAI has the most projected capacity at the moment by far. And that's what we see on the graph. Megawatts. 7,914 megawatts. Okay, this is, so let's see. It starts at, January. Oh, this is all this year. So these are all historical data. And then this is all extrapolated, estimated for next year, I suppose. So yeah, OpenAI has a lot of the capacity here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's all fake? Do you think it's just a bunch of rumors? Do you think the AGI has already arrived? Do you think AGI will arrive soon? Do you think ASI has already arrived? Do you think ASI will arrive soon? It's kind of hard to say, right? Because sometimes these things could be here. We just don't know yet. Right? Because a lot of the AI LLM models, they're kind of black boxes. Like when they know they're being observed and tested, they might. It's the same thing as the freaking Schrodinger's cat wave particle duality. If something is observed, then it changes. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have a good day. Bye bye.